OnePlus phones are known for some pretty great performance and value for that performance. They also have a feel and look that sets them apart from other phones. Quite flashy at times, but they look very premium nonetheless. Now, before we continue, I'd like to clarify on this video. These phones are great for the coming years, and especially so when newer phones come out like the OnePlus 13, in which case you can expect prices to change in your favor. Anyway, let's get straight into it. We're gonna tackle the cheapest first and move up from that. First off, we have the OnePlus Nord N30. OnePlus Nords are the more affordable smartphones from OnePlus. They're more on the lower end of the mid-range spectrum because of that. The OnePlus Nord N30 is no exception. The OnePlus Nord N30 has a glass front, a plastic back, and a plastic frame. The phone is dual SIM capable, and unfortunately, it doesn't have an IP rating. That means the Nord N30 doesn't have any protection against dust or splashes of water. The screen is an IPS LCD and is capable of outputting a maximum of 120 Hz, has a screen resolution of 1080 by 2400, a size of 6.7 inches, and it comes with Android 13, which should have a couple of years of updates at the very least. The chipset on the OnePlus Nord N30 is the Snapdragon 695, which, while not terrible, isn't the greatest. Still, expect a decent experience out of it. Now, like almost all mid-ranger phones, the OnePlus Nord N30 has an SD card slot which is shared with one of the SIM slots. You might need to expand that storage if you're going to take a lot of videos or download a lot of games, because the Nord N30 only has 128GB of storage. No more, no less, and it comes with 8GB of RAM. The cameras are also, well, I'd say they're decent, but we know that having just a 108MP main camera grouped with a 2MP macro and 2MP depth camera isn't really a lot. Apart from that, it has a 16MP front camera. Audiophiles, rejoice. This thing has a 3.5mm jack. As days go by, I think that having an SD card slot and a 3.5mm jack is for mid-ranger phones only. It's kind of weird. Well. The phone has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor which is integrated with a power button, and the Nord N30 has a 5000 mAh battery with charging speeds of 50 watts, but is advertised to be capable of up to 67 watts. It's got an excellent battery life, a pretty large screen, and plenty of RAM for when you need it. And I gotta say, this phone has got lots more RAM than most mid-ranger phones today. The price of the Nord N30 fluctuates from $250 to $300. There's no need to worry because the prices will just stay around that range. Moving on, we have the OnePlus XII. This is a huge step from the OnePlus Nord N30. Released in December of 2023, the OnePlus XII has a Gorilla Glass Victus 2 front screen with a back glass made of Gorilla Glass along with an aluminum frame. The phone has dual SIM capability and also has eSIM capability. The OnePlus XII also has IP65 rating only, which gives the OnePlus XII some protection against dust and water sprays from all directions. Sprays of water only, but not submersion in water. The OnePlus XII has a pretty wonderful display, a really big step up from the previous OnePlus Nord N30. An LTPO AMOLED capable of presenting 1 billion colors to your precious eyes, and it can do that at 120 Hz. It also has Dolby Vision, HDR10+ support, a typical brightness of 600 nits, but has been reported to shine a peak brightness of 4500 nits. It has a screen resolution of 1440 by 3168, weird number, and it gives you all that at a 6.8-inch size. The phone was released with Android 14 and has guaranteed support for 4 major Android updates. That should be standard considering it's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, one of the strongest performing chipsets at the moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't have an SD card slot, but it has a lot of storage options, starting from 256GB of storage and 12GB of RAM as its base model, with the highest having 1TB of storage with 24GB of RAM. It's weird how some cell phones today have so much more RAM than some laptops. It's crazy. Anyway, on to the cameras now. we have a very respectable camera setup. A 50 megapixel main camera, a 64 megapixel 3x optical telephoto camera, and a 38 megapixel ultra-wide camera. OnePlus has teamed up with Hasselblad, and the OnePlus XII features a Hasselblad color calibration. It basically gives your photos better colors and ultimately quality. The front-facing camera, on the other hand, has a 32 megapixel front camera. The fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus XII is an under-display fingerprint sensor, which is only optical, which may not be too accurate or reliable as ultrasonic ones. The OnePlus XII has a 5400 mAh battery with 80 watts wired charging for US customers, an advertised 50-watt wireless charging, and 10 watts reverse wireless charging. The OnePlus XII at the time of writing costs $650 for the 256GB version, but we'll show you another option for the 512GB version as well, so you won't have to feel like you're losing out on storage. And so, we come to the final OnePlus phone we're gonna talk about. Say hello to the OnePlus Open. The OnePlus Open was released in October of 2023. The OnePlus Open is a foldable phone. It unfolds into a tablet-like device just like most other foldable phones nowadays. The front is made of ceramic guard, which is OnePlus phone's proprietary protection thingy, and that's when it's folded. When unfolded, however, it only uses a plastic screen, which makes sense since you can't really fold glass. You have two choices though for the material at the back. You can have it with a glass back or with synthetic leather, and the phone comes with an aluminum frame. The OnePlus Open has dual SIM capability with eSIM capability as well. It only has an IPX4 rating, which isn't a lot. You only really have some splash resistance, so don't go running around at the beach and dropping your phone. The screens are very respectable in spec. Unfolded, it's got a foldable LTPO3 FlexiFluid AMOLED with 1 billion colors, Dolby Vision, 120Hz, and a peak brightness of 2800 nits. The screen resolution when unfolded is at 2268 by 2440. The cover display, on the other hand, or the screen when it's folded, is an LTPO3 Superfluid OLED with 1 billion colors, Dolby Vision, 120Hz, a peak brightness of 2800 nits, which is just like the foldable display, but it only has a screen resolution of 1116 by 2484. The phone released with Android 13 but is upgradable to Android 14. It comes with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which isn't really as powerful as the OnePlus XII's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, but it should still show some great performance regardless. There's only really a one generation gap between the chipsets anyway. Storage-wise, the phone comes with 2 flavors and 2 flavors only. Both come with 16GB of RAM. For flavor 1, you have 512GB of storage, while flavor 2 comes with 1 TB of storage. Camera-wise, you've also got a pretty decent setup. A 48 megapixel wide camera, a 63 megapixel 3x telephoto camera, and a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and that's all with Hasselblad's color calibration. For the front-facing cameras, yes, you heard that right, cameras, you have a 20 megapixel front camera for when you're using the phone folded, and a 32 megapixel front camera when using it unfolded. The OnePlus Open has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, a 4805 mAh battery with a charging speed of up to 67 watts, and it comes with reverse wired charging. Prices may vary from date to date, but at the time of writing, the OnePlus Open costs about $1,300 practically. And so, here we are again at the end of the video. QR codes should be showing up on screen right now, along with a 512GB version of the OnePlus XII if you wish to choose a 512GB version. We're still showing you the 256GB version if that's where you're more interested in. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's Tom, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.